I've had a lot of training in the past on doing presentations. Peter Vargas, if you don't know that name, you should go maybe watch some of his videos. Pete Vargas, he has this method that he teaches about presenting, and it's a process. He wants to first connect, well, he calls it heart, head, hand, heart. Heart, head, hand, heart. So he wants to first connect with your heart, with the emotions. He wants to then connect with the brain, which are the facts. He wants to then get your hand up. That's a call to action. Like, I'll do something. And then he wants to go back to the heart. So what he's doing, he's working with all those different portions of the brain to get someone to say yes to him. Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you guys doing? We're back with another episode of The Freedom Factory. Thank you guys for being a part of this podcast that we do. And last week, I gave you kind of an assignment. And that assignment was to go watch a video by Simon Sinek. That video, to me, is one of the more powerful pieces of media that you can watch and listen to affect your business. And so that's why I had you guys go do it. And it's really, really important for all of you that are wanting to build a business, whatever that business is, but specifically network marketing. It's really important that you learn how to have the right conversations with people so that you can get the results you want. If you're wanting to, the result is you want to build a business, which is going to require you recruiting a team. Well, if you're going to recruit a team, you have to have a different conversation than probably the conversation you started with. What conversation is that? For most people in network marketing, that conversation is their products or their service that their company represents, the company that they chose to align themselves with. So I had you guys watch that video because it clearly outlines what most people are doing, and that is the what. Simon talked about it, the golden circle. We're going to dive into this. I'm excited for you to have watched that video. I hope you guys took the last week to really think about the video, what Simon said. And if you haven't, I would say pause this podcast right now, go watch the video, and then come back to this podcast, because you really need to take that content in for this to make sense for you. And I believe if you guys will wrap your minds around what I'm about to share with you, you'll start getting the results you want. You'll start getting people to join your team. Okay, so Simon jumps into this conversation about how to speak to people. And he used some really big people or companies in our life. He talked about Apple computers. He talked about Martin Luther King. He talked about the Wright brothers. Now, these are three individuals or companies that have had a massive impact on the world. And then he explained how they were able to do it. Okay, so you got the what, like what do they do? If someone says, what does Apple do? You would say today, they make phones or computers. If you ask what Martin Luther King did, you would say he gave speeches. If you ask what the Wright brothers did, you would say they created an airplane. But that's not what got people to follow them. That's not what got people to buy their service. It was the why, right? And he dove into this pretty heavily and explained it obviously better than I could ever explain it. That's why he's got 20 million views, because it really is an eye opener for people who are in sales or people who own businesses, people who run organizations, right? And so in network marketing, that's what you're doing. You're running an organization. From the moment you get your first business partner, for the first person that joins you, you now have a team. You now have an organization that can stay small, which is not what you want, or it can become global, which is probably what you want. Okay. So a couple questions he poses at the beginning of this thing. And I'm not going to go through this podcast today just to repeat what's on the video, but I'm going to try and go through some of the bullets of the video and give you the network marketing spin. Okay. So he asked, why is Apple better than other people at computers or telephones? And of course, everybody can maybe have their arguments. They like Samsung or, whatever the computers are, phones are, whatever. But let's just face it. Apple is a world dominating company when it comes to computers and phones. So why? Why is Apple better? Because there's a lot of people that make phones. There's a lot of people that make computers, right? So now what about network marketing? Why is your opportunity better? But more importantly, why are you better as a leader to join? See, I want you guys thinking not from a company standpoint, because there's a lot of people that have come into my network marketing company that have not been able to build the size organization that I've built. There are a few that's built bigger organizations. But we all had the same products, the same compensation plan, the same deliverables from the company. So why does one organization get bigger than the other? And I believe it's because of what we're talking about. Our ability or your ability to communicate to your network, your team, your organization, what this organization's about. Okay? He did this again with Martin Luther King. There's a lot of people that were in the movement of civil rights. But why did Martin Luther King become the name that most everybody thinks of first when you think of civil rights? And it was because of his ability to talk to people's heart. Later in the video, Simon talks about, Martin Luther King didn't have, he had a dream. He didn't have a plan. He had a dream, right? People want to connect with the bigger thing, what's in their heart. He went on to talk about why people make decisions, and he dove into actually how our brains are made, like the human brain and how it works. And so what was interesting, and I've seen this happen so many times, is people either making decisions or not making decisions. And he talked about I don't remember the different portions of the brain, but the outer portion is the facts. It kind of wants to know the details. But the inner portion is connected to the emotions. And I've had a lot of training in the past on doing presentations. Peter Vargas, if you don't know that name, you should go maybe watch some of his videos. Pete Vargas, he has this method that he teaches about presenting, and it's a process. He wants to first connect, he calls it heart, head, hand, heart. Heart, head, hand, heart. So he wants to first connect with your heart, with the emotions. He wants to then connect with the brain, which are the facts. He wants to then get your hand up. That's a call to action. Like, I'll do something. And then he wants to go back to the heart. So what he's doing, he's working with all those different portions of the brain to get someone to say yes to him. That's what Simon is saying in this video. It's how our brain works. There's the fact side and the emotion side. Well, there are a lot of times in our life where we will make a decision, not based on us having all the facts, but there's just something's telling us we should move forward, or just the opposite. Something's telling us we should hold back. So when you're out talking to people about, you want people to join your team now, you want them to join your organization. If you're not getting the results you want, if you're not getting people saying yes and joining you as a business partner, it's either A, you're not having that conversation, or B, you are having the conversation, but you're not connecting with the emotional side. The why. Why would someone want to join you? So he draws out the circle. He calls it the golden circle, and it's the why, the how, and the what. And here's something that I wrote in the notes. He said, Everyone knows what they do. And when I'm thinking about network marketing and someone says, hey, what do you do? Immediately they go into talking about their product or their service. The new people do, the rookies do, the people that are not building teams. He then said, some people know how they do the things that they do. And then he said, very few people know why. And when he said that, I'm like, that's it. That is network marketing. Why do so many people join network marketing and not have success? Well, it's fear. But the ones that never build the big organizations is because very few of them know how to build a big organization. And then even less know why they're even doing it. So let me tell you, when someone sits down with you and they say, what is your why? This is the foundation for building your organization. You've got to know why you're doing this. Like we talked about last week on the podcast, like the invite. That's why I'm doing all this, guys. These 2 episodes is to help you with a new conversation in 2025, a new way to communicate with people. I want you to start connecting with why you're doing network marketing when you're talking and inviting people to this business. And so you may be doing this so that you no longer have to be in a job that is emotionally difficult for you. Okay. You may be doing this because you want to help single moms earn some income from home. You may want to be doing this because maybe you're, I'm thinking of real world experiences I've seen inside my organization. Maybe you're doing this because you're not finding yourself at a later stage in your life responsible for all of the income. Maybe someone else was providing income. Now in your late 40s, 50s, all of a sudden that income is gone and now you are in a bad situation. Do you know how many people are in that situation around the world where they find themselves unexpectedly having to provide now? Like, why are you doing this? Well, because I found myself in my 50s having to provide where I didn't have to do it before. That's why you're doing this. Or maybe you're doing this because you want to have more time to do things with your loved ones. Or I can keep going on and on. Maybe you're doing this because you finally decided that you were going to build something for yourself instead of working for someone else. I can't give you your why, but you know why you're doing this. And that needs to be a part of the very few first words that come out of your mouth when you're ready to start recruiting people to this business. And if you guys don't wrap your minds around this, you are going to struggle with recruiting people. Recruiting people is about getting to the emotional side of their brain so that they can feel and understand and believe and trust what you're saying. Otherwise, it looks like sales. Otherwise, it looks like the worst way to do network marketing. Okay? People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. Like we've said it before in this podcast, people are going to join people, not products. People say yes to you before they say yes to the product. They have to trust you and believe you. Well, in order for them to trust you and believe you, they have to feel something. You've got to connect with them. And most importantly, in this video, when it comes to building an organization, if you can clearly communicate why you're doing this business, why are you building an organization, it creates loyalty. He went on to talk about the Wright brothers, and I can't remember the other guy that was trying to build a plane, powered flight at the same time. But he said that the Wright brothers had people that were working with them, blood, sweat, and tears, where the other gentleman just had people kind of just there to get a paycheck. And it made a massive difference because the Wright brothers were clearly communicating why they were doing this, why they wanted to have powered flight, airplanes, versus the other guy that was just wanting to make money. Huge difference. Why do some people join network marketing and slowly drift away? Well, yes, it's the money, but when you get beyond that, when people are making now, $400, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, what is it that will make them stick to your organization long enough for them to get the skills so that they can get to the 5,000 a month, the 10,000 a month, the 50,000 a month, the 100,000, the 200,000 a month? Why? What is it? It's your why. It's your mission. It's your vision. And you guys, I'm so inspired by this right now because in just this last year, I talked about this last week. Our vision, my vision for my organization has become extremely clear with 3 words: moving families forward. That's what I do. That's what this podcast is about. It's what I do in my trainings, or why I do the trainings. It's to move families forward. It's everything a part of my network marketing business. It's why I bring in my accountants for my team to listen to them. It's why I bring in my investment team for my team to listen to them. It's why I bring in my lawyers and all these people so that my team can listen to them. Why am I doing that? It's to move their family forward. And my team knows that's my mission. It's my vision. They know that if they're on the calls, they're on the Zooms, if they're at our live meetings, if they're at our big live events, the purpose in attending is to move their family forward, period. That's why I'm doing this. And I'm so excited that I've finally been able to put words to what I have felt for so long, because I've tried a number of different ways to explain it. But that is what we do. That is what I do. That is how I build my organizations. And that's what I will do when people become a part of my organization, is I will help them move their family forward. I know I can because I've done it for me, and I've done it for many other families already. So loyalty is a big part of why you need to communicate this. Not only do you need to get people to listen and then join you, but you need to keep them a part of your organization so that you can help them get the skills, because skills are part of this. You can't just go around telling people why you're doing this and not have any skills. Okay. The Wright brothers had skills. Steve Jobs at Apple had skills. Martin Luther King obviously had public speaking skills. Okay. There are skills required. It's not just why, but understanding why creates loyalty in a big, big, big way. So when you're thinking about your network marketing opportunity for next year, I want you to write out this golden circle. This is your assignment this week. Write out the golden circle now that you know what these things are. And if you don't know why you're doing network marketing, you need to be able to put that pen to paper. And better yet, you need to be able to quickly and easily explain to someone else within a few words or a sentence why. Not 30 seconds, not 60 seconds, a few words to one sentence. Why you're in network marketing and why they may want to participate with you. Then you need to clearly understand how you're going to do that for them. And then you probably already know what the what is, right? The what is your company, your product, your services. All right. So that's your assignment for this week. And I'm really interested in getting some feedback from you guys. I would love to take your messages, your direct messages, and let me know what you have figured out. In fact, I would love for maybe you to take some screenshots. Here, this would be cool. Take some screenshots of your notes. Don't have to be your name. It can be, just anonymous. But I would love to see, for those of you that have taken some notes and applied this to what your why, how, and what is, and then start communicating that way. Stop communicating from the outside in. Start communicating from the inside out. From the outside in looks like sales and looks like 90% of the world. From the inside out looks like a vision, looks like a reason. And very few people are able to do that. So I hope you guys are grasping this. You may have to go back and watch it again. Simon also talked about, I think it's the law of diffusion. It's the bell curve of the early adopters, the early innovators. And then you got those that join late into the laggards. It really is a great explanation of business and when people finally get this thing. And it has everything to do with the way you communicate with them. So I hope you guys are really enjoying these two podcasts, because I believe if you can wrap your mind around this and be patient with yourself. If you can't get it done in a day or a week, it's okay. But make it a goal for you for 2025 that you figure out your why. Because if you can do this, it will be a game changer for you. It will absolutely put your organization in a place where it will finally start to grow and have some stickiness to it. And it's fun. It's just so pure. It feels good. Sales doesn't feel good for a lot of people. This feels really good. It's mission-based, vision-based, and I hope you guys can figure it out. So thank you guys for being a part of the Freedom Factory this year. That is a wrap for this year. This is the last podcast for 2024. We've got over 6 months of podcast already archived. I'm looking forward to 2025. We're going to be jumping back to some more interviews soon, but I hope you guys have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.